This week's Tubi movie review, man, it's already catapulted itself as being one of my favorite movies of all time. 1987's Street Smart.
I could get you an interview with a Times Square pimp. In 2,000 words, I am going to look into this man's skull.
What's wrong with you, man?
Jonathan Fisher is a reporter with a deadline.
Why is it I can't get anybody to talk to me out here?
Look, I gotta go.
He's about to get a dangerous idea.
This is fantastic. Where'd you get all this stuff?
Easy.
You made it up.
Now he's crossing the line between fact and fiction.
To Tyrone.
And his lie has landed him in the middle of a murder investigation.
Bail is set at $250,000.
Mr. Smalls can make bail.
Make him an expert on you. I want everybody to know he wrote that story about you.
Jonathan Fisher.
Jonathan, right. I will show you the streets, brother.
Jonathan Fisher has a lot to learn.
I take the bread.
Hey, take it easy. Yeah?
Absolutely no one refuses to comply with my subpoenas or withholds evidence from my court. Remove the prisoner.
He thinks he's tough enough.
You're gonna write them notes that everybody's been asking for. But in them, you're gonna say that on the day that dude bought it, you and I were in Rockaway somewhere having a hot dog.
If you tamper with evidence, if I even think you're tampering with evidence, I'm gonna put you so far away you won't even remember what the streets look like.
I'm not going to do that.
I'm gonna get you.
But he better wise up fast, because there's only one way to survive on the streets.
I ought to blow your brains out right now.
If I'm dead, you're dead.
Christopher Reeve, Morgan Freeman, Street Smart.
Yo, this movie is so good. It's set in 1987 New York, where Christopher Reeves is playing a writer, is looking to write an article about a pimp in Times Square. But he makes up this story because he doesn't have any sources. He couldn't find anybody to talk to. So he had to make up this story, right? But at the same time, Morgan Freeman, who's in this movie, he's playing a pimp. And he's going through this murder trial. And it just so happens that these things are happening at the same time. So now this prosecutor is on Christopher Reeve's ass about this story. And at the same time, he's thinking that the story that he's written about is about the pimp that he's trying to prosecute for murder. So somehow, some way, through a prostitute, through Morgan Freeman's bottom B, maybe it wasn't his bottom one, maybe it was the middle one, I don't know. But he, the writer Christopher Reeve, he links up with this prostitute and then meets Morgan Freeman, the pimp. He meets the pimp, and then all hell breaks loose in Street Smart. It is a layered story, and it's good, y'all. It is good. Morgan Freeman was excellent. He didn't convince me that he was the coldest pimp, but you got to pay attention to his nails in this movie. His nails and his gold tooth, the one gold tooth that he has right here. It was hilarious. It was a hilarious touch. I just be wanting to think, like, in these meeting rooms back in 1987, like how were the producers and writers of this movie, like, how were they describing Morgan Freeman when they was trying to cast him for this? I really want to know the notes of that. I really do, because Morgan Freeman's part, he did excellent. But there were some funny parts in here, and I'll get to that in a second. But what was my biggest question with this movie, and Morgan Freeman specifically, what's up with the damn Yoo-hoo?
I beg your pardon?
Bro, was this product placement? Was Morgan Freeman, did he just want chocolate milk all the time during this movie? Was the pimp, did he have an infatuation with Yoo-hoo ain't even that good. Like, I want to know, what was the infatuation with this pimp drinking this chocolate milk? He drinks it all throughout the movie, y'all.
This is a sick Negro.
They could, of course, they didn't give him no OE or no, no liquor or no water, bottled water, or no a daiquiri, a clearly Canadian, I don't know, a Gatorade. Bro, they gave us a Gatorade would have made more sense, and the Gatorades was in glass bottles back then. But to me, a Gatorade would have made more sense than a Yoo-hoo. I just gotta know: was this product placement for Yoo-hoo? Was this a big ass commercial for them, or did Morgan Freeman really need some chocolate milk? I've got to know that. But he was wilding though, bro. Going back to Morgan Freeman, he was wilding in this party where he was trying to meet the magazine editor because the magazine editor really wanted to meet the pimp. Bro, he was wilding in this party. Listen to this shit that he's talking at this party, y'all.
That you have a condo in Maui.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Well, you know, you're not going to believe this, but you and I are neighbors.
Now, ain't that a bitch? Do you know you got the prettiest titties I've ever seen?
They had the soul food place on there that Morgan Freeman's character would go to all the time. And this may not mean a lot to y'all. This is a little, little footnote, but the food be looking nasty up in there.
Come on, man.
And when the food look nasty in the movie at a particular place, I kind of look at the movies like with a side eye, like, what? Like I would not eat that. But still, man, maybe it was grimy like that on purpose. I don't know. Christopher Reeves, though, he seemed like semi-unfit for his role. And I know he wanted to do something different at the time I read. He was doing all the Superman movies, so he really wanted to drift away from doing that type of movie. And boy, did he. Boy, did he. But I think he pulls it off, though. I think the way he is matches how his character is, which is a real square-ass dude trying to hit the streets and see and talk to these pimps and these hoes like off the street while they're working in Times Square. But he seemed like as fresh to the streets in real life as his character portrayed in the movie. So like his shyness and his like apprehensiveness, but he was still interested and excited about, like, it's almost seemed like he was a little too excited sometimes about trying to learn what was going on in the streets. But he had a great supporting cast, though, even though people may not have thought much of Christopher Reeve's performance in this movie. He had a great cast, man. The DA was great, or the prosecutor. I'm not sure if he was a DA or prosecutor, whatever. I don't know. He was great. The magazine editor, I loved his character. I thought he was great. The courtroom scenes were really good. They seemed really authentic. But a question that I have in this movie is, like, how in the hell did he become a news reporter so quick? Like, he was writing for, it wasn't even like he was writing for the newspaper. He was writing for the New York Magazine. So it's like you go from being a writer for the New York Magazine, all of a sudden now you're a news reporter like 2 weeks later because of this made up ass article that I ain't buying that. I thought that was a stretch in the movie. But other than that, though, man, the storyline I thought had a great flow. It connected throughout the entire movie. Again, it was layered. And it seemed like it was a believable story, too, which that's important for me. For me to be able to enjoy and watch a movie full throttle, I got to believe it. That's why I'm not a big, comic book fan with the Marvel movies, DC movies and all that. I'm good on all that, man. I need that realness. That's how you get me. But I love the grittiness of this movie, and that's why I loved it so much.
Yeah, right.
Take him every place you go, public places. Make him an expert on you. I want everybody to know he wrote that story about you.
Man, look, this ain't gonna work. Just more lawyer bullshit.
What?
What is your problem?
I don't have a problem. You got one.
Bullshit.
And I loved how dark a lot of the scenes were, just aesthetically. Not like, of course, there was dark scenes with their dialogue and what they were saying, but just how they lit the movie up. It was just a nighttime, just fast-paced, kind of New York flow kind of movie, man. I can't describe it anything other than that, man. But another thing, another great cold ending too. I ain't gonna spoil it for you, but it was a great cold ending. I loved it, man. Great movie. I highly recommend Street Smarts. And we have to give away our light bulbs. I highly recommend Street Smarts. And I would give it 9 out of 10 light bulbs. That's how much I enjoyed it. Matter of fact, See, I tend to do a little bit too much, especially now that it's Leo season. I want to give it 9.5 light bulbs, but I'll stick with 9 light bulbs for Street Smarts, man. Go ahead and check it out on Tubi. All right, y'all, that is the pod for the week, man. I appreciate you so much for tapping into Brian's World. Thank you, especially to my family at Foolish Club Media. Please tap in, rate, review, subscribe at Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and on YouTube. And speaking of YouTube, please hit me up, Be Shynin on YouTube, so you can check out all of my content, including every single episode of Brian's World, uploaded every single week on YouTube. Well, next week we'll be talking about Chiefs preseason football as we get one day closer to that, man. I can't wait to see our boys in action, man. But until next week, Kansas City, please be a blessing. And Chiefs Kingdom, mount up!
Shut up, Brian.